Hi, this is Learn With Me, where I attempt to write a subgenre of music that I've not attempted to write before. Today I am trying lo-fi. Characteristics are usually sampled sounds, audible hiss and crackle, limited frequency range or lack of clarity, and the obvious one, chilled vibes. Artists such as Zuppa Fitz, Purple Cat, Guyuki, sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, and Mayflower are just some of the artists I've been listening to for inspiration for this. I'll be using the Ableton Live for this session. So first I want to create a MIDI track, and we're going to start with the drums first. Now I want to start with that kind of wonky, lazy beat that you get with this style, and I think the best way to achieve that is to play it in with the keyboard. But first let's find the right sound. Let's go through some of the Ableton sounds that we have here. Okay, I'm going to go with this kit for now. We can always change this later. I also want to change the BPM. Now I want to go for a BPM of 70, but I'm going to double that up and put it to 140 just so I'm getting more click. Let's slow that down just a tiny bit more actually. Okay, let's try that. It's very difficult to play that kind of lazy style. But let's lay that down for now. So what I want to do is find the best loop in this and kind of just loop that. Okay, so it slowly gets lazier and lazier as that goes on. Let's use that. Now Ableton 12 has this really cool feature that's called Humanize, and that automatically moves things out of time a little bit. So I'm just going to copy this, quantize it first so it's all perfect, although it's actually not done the best job there, so let's neaten this up quickly. So now this should be completely straight, and I'm going to add Humanize, and I'm going to push this up a little bit to 25%, and as you can see they start shifting, moving around. Push up to 50. So that's the humanized one done by Ableton, and then this one's the one I've done. I think what I'm going to do is go with the humanized version rather than my own. So I'm going to adjust the velocities for each second hit of the hat. I'm also going to add 16ths to the hi-hat part, but really lower the velocity for the 2, 3 and 4 hits. So I'm going to change where the kick drum hits as well. Now I think thing's bugging me is the sound of the kit, so I'm going to go through all the sounds again. Let's try this kit. Yeah, that's good. That already sounds pretty lo-fi as it is. The only thing I want to do is change that snare sound. Right, now we've got the drums sorted. I'm going to jump on guitar and start trying to come up with some like chords or like a rhythm part. Okay, cool. So what I'm using for my guitar preamp is the NUX Amp Academy. And I'm going to put some delays and reverbs. But first, I'm going to use this amazing pedal that I absolutely love. I've used it on a couple of the videos so far. It's the Old Blood Endeavour Darklight. So and another thing we can do with this is we can kind of change the pitch of the delay. So I'm going to push it down an octave. You can kind of hear that lower end coming in. Okay, so that's sounding cool. I think what I want to do is try come up with some chords that just to lay down, and then I'm also thinking about putting like a lead part over that. Initially I just kind of want this kind of atmospheric kind of textures, I suppose. I like that. Okay, let's hear how that sounds with a beat. Yeah, I like that already. Let's record that in. Now I'm going to try come up with kind of a lead part to go over that. And I'm just going to record just in case I come up with something good. I liked that very last part, so I'm going to record that in and just loop that. I quite like how there's that pause on that rhythm guitar, which is obviously an accident, but I want to keep that in. I quite like that. I feel like it might be a little bit dark at the minute, but I'm going to see what else I can come up with on the guitar while I've got it set up. Okay, I think what I want to do now is try come up with some, like a second part, like another rhythm section. I feel like the first section has got a slight darkness to it, almost minor, and then this next section it can lift up a bit and sound a bit more twinkly and nice. And then, like I did before, let's try write a lead part over that. I'm just going to record just in case I come up with something good that I like. Okay, and I'm going to do a third part on guitar to see if I can maybe come up with some like harmonies or nice little parts that I can flick between either the two lead parts or have them going at the same time. So before I start, I'm going to change the pickup as well. Yeah, let's go trebly. I'm also going to turn off the delay and use my Avalanche Run by Earthquaker Devices. Right, let's neaten some of this up. I think what I want to do is first put some low cuts on these guitars. So I'm just going to use Waves Q1 stereo. So just get rid of that low. Well, I'm going to be quite extreme with this because of the genre. Let's just solo that. Yeah, I'm going to push it to just below 400 hertz. Let's just copy this over to all the others. We have this fade in as well over the time. I like the idea that this guitar stops as soon as this chord comes in as well. To kind of add to the kind of glitchy sample sound. Right, what I'd like to do now is get a bass line in there, so I'm going to go onto the Moog, which I think this might be the first time I've actually used this on any of these videos. So, let's get the volume up. Put the filter down a little bit. I already like the attack and the sustain and the decay. Yeah, I quite like what I've got there. This is actually a sound that I use quite a lot on the Moog. Alrighty then, so let's try come up with a bass line for this. To do actually is I really like the sound. I just started messing around and I've gone quite high up on the Moog and I just love the way that sounds. Sounds great. So I'm gonna try come up with a little part like that, and I also love the idea of adding some delay to this once I've recorded it. I'm gonna start off with the filter low and slightly increase it as well as time goes on. Right, now let's try to do a bass line. That was all a bit of a mess towards the end there, or in the middle section, because I was thinking of ideas as I was playing. I was having a lot of fun with the filter of just slowly increasing it as that sound gets bigger, and I'm really imagining at the end of this just have those two Moog parts as for the end. But let's clean it up and see what we have. I want to add a delay to this lead part. Let's look at the J32 tape, which is made by Waves. This has some quite nice delay sounds. Yeah, let's try old tape delay. Oh yeah. Let's also copy that low cut over to this part as well. I think what I want to do is add that delay to the bass as well. What I'm going to do is duplicate this bass line, put a low cut on it as well, and then copy that delay to this part and lower the level. I'm also going to put a high cut on the bass part. That's sounding kind of cool. I think that could be like almost like an outro. So let's have a look at the intro again. I'm going to cut a little bit out of this as well, so it sounds almost like quite jarring. Yeah, that's quite cool. I also want to take out those last two hi-hats. And let's edit this kit part a little bit. Maybe add some more kick drums. Lower the velocity a little bit. Okay, I think that's a nice little start. There's 3 sections there so far. Now, when I was thinking about doing this genre, the first thing that came to my mind was I've got to use the OP1 because it's got some really nice kind of ambient sounds. But I've unfortunately left a cable that I need to run it from that to the main interface. I've left that in my studio. So I'm going to have to use some software synths, but I did get this new VST from Baby Audio, which is the BA1. I've had it for a little bit, but never used it on this video series, but it's very cool. So let's dive into that. So let's create a MIDI track and copy the Baby Audio BA1 onto it. So if I start playing, you can hear that it's definitely got kind of a very 80s sound. I'm just going to go through some of the presets. I like that. What I'm going to do is copy that delay, the J37 plugin that I've got on the Moog. I'm going to pop that on this as well. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I'm just going to see what I can come up with. Okay, let's record this in. just look at some of the velocities are a little bit off, I think. So I'm going to try even some of those out. I think for this little stop here, I want it to be a dead stop, so I'm also going to use the Ableton utility. Just make sure this is completely muted when it goes to that stop. Let's automate the gain to be completely all the way down for this section, so we get that nice hard stop. Perfect. One thing I want to incorporate now is getting some kind of vinyl noise and scratches in there. Now there are a few ways we could do this, because I know there are a couple of plugins that emulate the kind of the vinyl scratch. In fact, Isotope do one. Unfortunately, I don't have it on this computer, so I'm just going to go through some of the Ableton samples and add one of those. So let's go to samples and search for vinyl. And hopefully we'll find what we want in here. Some of these sounds would be perfect actually for the kit. So I might look through some of these once I've found this. Yeah, either one of these. I think I'm warming to that because it sounds a little bit warmer. So let's loop this. I wonder how many songs out there use this exact same sample. Okay, now I've got that. I want to have a look at redoing the kit part with using some of these sounds we found before. See, that sounds like a really nice kit. So let's just quickly make this kit part following the original drum part we had here. And let's also see what they have for snares. Quite like the sound of that, so let's use that. Let's just mute the original drums we had. Yeah, that's already so much better. Now we want to find like a hi-hat or shaker. Create another audio track. Oh, that actually sounds really nice. Let's bring that in as well. Yeah, that pop sounds a lot nicer. Anyways, back to the drums. I like that. Let's use that. Also lower the volume of some of these, so I'm using the volume almost as like velocity. Cool, and what I'm going to do is group these together, call it drums, and then I'm going to create a new audio track and actually record these drums into this. So now I've got that, I can easily copy this around and move it around if I need to. With that synth part that we recorded earlier, I'm going to add a high cut to it to give it more of that lo-fi sound. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to put a high cut on this bright guitar as well. And this guitar as well. I'm going to add the J37 onto this guitar as well. For this last section, I want to add a rhythm guitar, probably the same chords I used in the first section, and then also add a lead part over that. So I'm going to just go ahead and record and hope for the best. So the bass line was a little bit incorrect there, I noticed. But I love that last bit because it wasn't to a metronome or a click, so as soon as the drum stopped, I was just playing, but I quite like how it's just free flowing for that last section. So now what I want to do is neaten that up quickly and then put down the lead part. So for this final lead part, I'm going to use my Mandrake, which is like almost like an overdrive octave fuzz, I guess. I'm just going to record straight away just in case I nail it. Nope. Now there was one bit in that I really liked, but I'm going to try re-record it. Unfortunately, I started this one quite late and it's 2 in the morning now, so I'm going to wrap it up. I'm just going to add Ozone 11 to it and try find a preset that kind of feels right for this genre. I'm also going to try and make it sound a little bit less high fidelity as well, and then we'll have a listen to it. So yeah, I wish I could spend more time on this. I naturally write stuff in in more of a minor, darker tone, but I think if I was to start this again, I'd definitely like to maybe, especially with the guitar, go a little bit more jazzy, maybe use some more, maybe go major scale or something. But yeah, there's my first attempt at lo-fi. It's been really fun. Definitely want to dive into this one again at some point. But thanks so much for watching.